Find the value of x in the mapping below. This is the mapping that says that 0 maps to 3, 1 maps to 5, 2 maps to 7, 3 maps to 9, 4 maps to 11, and the x here maps to 23. Now the question I'm asking here is, why always the x here? Or what value is supposed to be here before this mapping can be what a value? That is exactly the question is asking us to find. Now before you proceed to this question, what exactly is this mapping used for in the real life? Is it a second? Why don't you pause the video and comment below? Or we are just learning this thing for learning sake? Right? Where exactly can we apply this thing in the real life? Why is it important? Which problem can we use to solve using a mapping? Not to even talk about the types of mapping in this case here. So mapping in general, why do we need it in mathematics, right? Or maybe in the real life? Just a second and pause the video and give us your comments in the comment section below. Okay, thumbs up for just giving it your comment in the comment section below. If you haven't do that, make sure that you do so, right? Okay, before we dive into solving this problem here, the trick in solving this particular, let me give you a key here. Let's say there's an NGO company, right? So an NGO company, non-organizational group here. So these people, we know what they do, right? So NGO, they normally help people who are in need for such a case. Now, bringing this scenario down here, let's say that these are children. Those are the top here are children. So let's say a mother here has a children, right? So if you're a mother, these people are children. Is that okay? So if you have no children or if you haven't given birth yet, so the only thing that I can give you here, this thing could be items, right? So this thing down here could be what? Items, right? So anything that you can think of. This can be a rice of bag, or maybe any household what product. Is that okay? Just give me one product we wish that this NGO here can donate to this mothers. Now, if you're a mother, you have no child here, so the only thing that you can get is three items, three of what? The items here. Is that okay? Maybe three. Okay, let's limit our understanding to rice, bags of rice. So we are going to get 3 bags of rice if you have no child here, or if you haven't given birth here. If you have only one child here, then you are going for 5 bags of rice here. If you have 2 children here, so you are going for 7, and so on and so forth. Now, how many children do you need to get before you can have 23 bags of rice? That is what the question is asking us to find here. So the tool that we are going to use in determining that is what we are calling what? Mapping. Right? That is exactly what we are going to use in determining how many children do you need to have before you can go for 23 bags of bags. So in order to solve that problem, you need to know the types of what mapping that we have, right? The types of mapping. So one is the linear by inspection, and then by what we have exponential, right? Exponential. I believe you come across this thing. So that is why you need to join our channel. So anytime you post a video like this, you'll be notified. If you're already here, make sure that you like this video, comment if you have any issue. So among these 3 basic types of what a mapping here, which one are you going to use in solving this problem? Is that okay? So you need to know exactly where or what the meaning behind the linear mapping by inspection, and then by what the exponential, right? So talking about the linear says that if the difference in these people here, so let's say the children, so technically that's what you are calling a domain here. So if the difference between them, so this minus Z, that should be 1. 2 minus 1, that should be 1. 3 minus 2, that should be 1. You can see the trend here, that is 1, 1, 1, 1. If the difference here is 1, 1, 1, and then we have the constant difference also are the people at the down here, these are the items here. So that is the codomain, technical meaning of these people are the down here. So let's see the difference here. This man is this, that should be 2. This man is it, that should be 2. This man is it, that should be 2. This man is it, that should be 2. What about this? This man is it? No. So that tells us that this is not sort and what a linear mapping. Is that okay? So once one person fails here, it tells you that this is not a linear mapping. So linear is out, right? So linear is out. So mapping by inspection or the exponential, this is not for types of what a mapping that we are going to solve here, just for what an introduction. So for the purpose of this video here, this is what by inspection, right? So the exponential, you have a complete video on that, so you may try and check that in the comment section below, or just comment so that we can give you the link directly. So in solving this, this is by inspection, right? So solving this in the rule of what this mapping here is going to be 2 of the x here. So the x here are coming from the children, right? So the x, they are going to map to what? Y. That is the technical. We don't like using the technical terms here, because on this channel our aim is to let you understand the concept behind what the mathematics. So that is 2 of the x and then plus 3. If you want me to teach you how I got this thing, just give me what yes in the comment section below, then I'll make a complete video on how to find the rule of this mapping by what? By inspection, right? Okay, so let's find out. Once you determine that, so 2 of the x, so 2 of the children is, so how many child is here? Let's focus on this. So the x is 0 here, so 2 multiplied by the 0 plus 3. Is that correct? That's going to be 3, right? That is exactly what we have at the down here, right? Okay, so let's check another one again. So 2 of the 1, so 2 multiplied by 1 plus 3, that's going to be, this should be 2 plus 3 plus 3, that should be equal to 7. That should be plus 3, okay, plus 3, so that should be 5, right? So that should be 5, exactly what we are having here. So when I go for 3, so 2 multiplied by 3 plus what? Plus 3, right? So that should be 6 plus 3, that's going to be 9, exactly what you have here. So this tells you that this is exactly the rule of what this mapping. So with this one, let's see how we are going to find for the values of the x here. So how many children do you need to have before you can go to 23 bags of rice? So this is how you go about it. We know that this 23 here is going to be equal to the rule, right? So we have the rule to be 2x plus 3. So this, when I plug in the values of the x here, I'm going to have the items at the down here. Is that okay? Remember, not this x here, right? So don't be confused. So that's why you need to have a concept of understanding. So this is equal to the y. That is the technical. The y are the items at the down here. So if this x here maps to this 23, meaning that if you have these children here, you are going to carry home this 23 bags of rice here, right? Okay, perfect. So how many bags are you carrying home? That's the 23 is going to be equal to 2 of the x and then plus 3. Now you have to know how to solve this particular problem, right? So how do you solve this? So here we are going to subtract 3 from both sides, or you can carry this 3 depending on the method that you want to use. You have 20 here, is going to be 2s here, right? Because this one cancel out. Is that okay? So we are looking for the values of the x. So we divide here by 2, and then you divide here by 2, meaning that 10 is equal to x. All this x is equal to 10. So meaning that if you manage to give birth to 10 children here, right? So yeah, it happens. If your mom, you guys are 10 children to a mother, a single mother, listen very carefully. You are 10 children to a single mother, just comment in the comment section. I will carry this 23 bags of rice to your destination. Is that okay? So if your mother managed to give birth to 10 children, in this case, the NGO company will supply you 23 bags of rice to your home right now. Just after this video, all that you need to do is to just make sure that you comment in the comment section below. Boom, then you get your rice and everything.